Okay, let's do it then. Easy does it. We've just found one of the coolest, most unique motorcycle collections that I've ever seen. There are some real gems in here, and every machine that you're about to see is for sale. So what I want you guys to do is have a watch and let me know which of these bikes you'd most love to add to your collection. But I've got a feeling that for most people, it will be whatever is inside this box. You guys know we love our two-strokes here at 999 Laser, and we also love the weird and the wonderful from the two-wheeled world. So when I saw this post from HJ Pugh advertising this insane collection that will be hitting the auction block in January, I just knew I had to come down and check it out. I think this is going to blow your mind. So let's head inside and take a look. Like I've been saying, this is one of the most eclectic and probably one of the most collectible gathering of motorcycles that I've ever seen. And I've seen my fair share of collections. Whoever owns this lot is obviously a big fan of Honda and a big fan of monkey bikes. Although it's not just red that's in the collection, but we will get to that a little later on. We'll also try and get the backstory of the collection and where it's all come from. But let's have a look at some of the most interesting machines that I've picked out from all of these bikes in here today. So if I'm being honest, this is really what piqued my interest about this collection. This is the reason why we came to have a look. The holy grail of two-stroke motocross bikes, in my humble opinion, the CR250. This is a 2007, so that's the last year that they were in production. And this looks pretty damn clean to me. I don't know if it's brand new, I don't know if it's never been ridden. It's obviously a standard pipe, doesn't seem to be any sort of stone chips on the forks there. It could be a brand new machine or a very, very, very lightly used machine. For me, my generation, CR250s are the greatest thing ever, mainly thanks to Ricky Carmichael's 2 perfect seasons on a CR250. If I was to spend my money here at the auction, it might be on one of these. This would be a perfect bike for VMXC and Hawkstone next year, or Vets at Farley Castle. Be a great bike for that. How much do you think that will go for at the auction in January? Hopefully not too much, because I might have to dig my hands into my pockets for that one. 2007 Honda CR250, looking pretty brand new to me. So as you can see, there's a whole load of bikes in this collection. A ton of monkey bikes, created new bikes, created old bikes. But there's one here that really caught my eye. It's something I've never seen before, and it is this Honda Fat Cat here. It's a 200cc fat wheel bike that was only made in 1986 and 1987. So it's only made for 2 years, and it filled a weird little niche. It wasn't really a true dirt bike, obviously not a quad bike, and it's not a three-wheeler. Essentially, this is an ATC 250X, I think was the model, minus 1 wheel. So you can see the big fat wheels there. Apparently it's pretty easy to ride, pretty friendly to ride, but you couldn't get too wild on it because of those fat wheels. A weird little niche that only lasted 2 years. It was built to battle the popular Yamaha fat wheelers of the time, but I think Yamaha ultimately won that war and Honda gave up on the fat wheel game. But it's an interesting bike. I've never seen one before, so that's what I'm showing you guys now. That's the Honda Fat Cat. So we just had a look at the Honda Fat Cat that's behind me there, and I've just stumbled across here the Yamaha 80 big wheel, which the Fat Cat came out to really counter. That's obviously a much bigger capacity bike, but these were super popular because they were obviously interchangeable parts-wise with the PW 80s that were massive back then. Again, it's a super weird niche really. I don't see what people use them for, especially here in the UK. I don't think they were very popular at all. I've never known anyone ride them, but I kind of guess out in the wilderness in America or Japan, they might have been more useful, more popular. I'm sure you guys watching, if you're in the States, you might be able to fill me in on the backstory of the big wheel bikes, because they never really took off here as far as I'm aware. So if you've got some cool childhood memories riding these things, let us know in the comments down below. But let's carry on the tour, let's see what else we can find. So I'm going to go into detail about some of the cool finds in this collection, but I've not got time to go into detail about everything. There's just too much. So we're going to do a whistle-stop run through of some of the things that we won't dive into, but just to show you what they've got for sale here at the auction in January. Yamaha jet ski there. The pretty much looks like a brand new Yamaha YZ125. I think that's 50th anniversary edition, or was it 60? Fresh looking Honda CR250. Some cool little mini bikes there, your QR50. This guy had a massive interest in Honda monkey bikes. There's loads of them in the collection. Brand new Honda 450R in a crate. I think this is an anniversary edition as well. It's a brand new Honda DAX in a crate, uncrated Honda DAX. That's pretty cool. That's I think that's a 2022 model. And we go over here. These are like the more classic Honda DAXs. I know one man that would be super keen for these, don't we? We've got an ATC 125, we've got a big red there, another 125. There's a whole load of three-wheelers in this collection. 250F there, that nice, clean CR250, which is, what's this one? An XR80. So that's just one of the rooms, and then we'll go into the main hall, which has got all the goodies. So we've seen dirt bikes, we've seen three-wheelers. If you're into your quads, there's quads. So that's an NSR gag bike. Behind that, pretty fresh looking CRF 450, the Honda Motra. So this is like a utilitarian military style bike. I don't think it was actually used by the military. Super clean, fresh YZ250, again in those anniversary colors. More monkey bikes, loads of monkey bikes, like I said. We got a chrome one and a gold one. I'm sure I've seen a video of James Stewart riding a chromed out pit bike before, so he looked quite at home on that. Another ATC 125. For your quad bike guys, we've got a Yamaha here. That's a Yamaha, yeah. I'm not the biggest expert in quads, but Yamaha, a couple of Yamahas, another gag bike. Honda, another Yamaha, and some more ATCs come down here. We've got the little kiddie ATCs, ATC 70s here. Henry, was there 80 bikes in the collection? About 80 bikes in the collection, so there's a lot to go through. Now let's take a look at some of our favourites. Before we carry on with the tour, I just need to tell you guys about this awesome deal from our friends at O'Neill. You can get 20% off of O'Neill MX gear, helmets, boots and more using our discount code 999LASER. So head over to the O'Neill Europe website and grab yourself some new kit, some new boots, maybe even a new helmet for the new season. A massive thank you goes to O'Neill for supporting us this year. Now let's head back to the tour. So there's obviously a lot of bikes in this collection that speak to my inner dirt bike kid. This maybe isn't one of them, but it definitely piqued my interest. This is a Honda EZ9. It's a 90cc automatic scooter from the 90s. I think from 91 to 1996 these things were made. It's a wild looking, futuristic looking, very 90s looking machine. From what I can tell, they weren't road legal. There's no headlight or anything. They were designed for like the campgrounds. They were pit bikes to do a little bit of off-roading as well. The EZ, I kind of think that comes from, it's a twist and go. There's an E-Start, which was quite novel back in the early 90s. So it was just meant to be easy to ride. I think that's why it's got that name. They're pretty rare these days. I don't think you see many of them. And I believe they was built to kind of keep that Honda Cub tradition alive in the 90s, but this had that wild 90s look about it. Like I say, you don't see many of them. They're quite sought after, I believe, and they are very cool. But Honda did do one better than this, and it's right here. The EZ9 might be cool, but this is uber cool. This is the EZ9 Snow Edition. Only 200 to 300 of these things were made, and they were only available in Japan. Now that's up to debate. I've seen online some people say, yeah, they made 300 of these up for sale. And other people said, no, you could only buy a conversion kit to turn your EZ9 into a snow bike. I think some of our viewers in Canada might enjoy these. This is like an early example of the snow bikes that we see these days. How cool is that? So different, so unique, very Japanese. So there's a lot of red in the collection, and there's quite a lot of three-wheelers as well, a lot of ATCs, but it's not all red and it's not all Honda. You've got the Yamahas. There's a Yamaha Tri-Z here, that's Yamaha's version of the ATC. And Yamaha actually had to pay a royalty to Honda to create this bike, because Honda owned the patent for this configuration of motorcycle. Next to it there's the Yamaha Banshee 350 twin-cylinder two-stroke. I'm not going to talk too much about that right now, and you'll find out why a little later in the video. But yeah, super rare to see a Yamaha Tri-Z. You don't see them very often. We've seen one on the channel once before, but it definitely wasn't in as good a condition as this thing. But there is a Honda ATC here as well, so let's go and see that. So the Yamaha Tri-Z three-wheeler is cool and interesting and pretty rare, but this thing right here is the holy grail of three-wheelers. This is the 1986 Honda ATC 250R, the race version, an absolute monster. We've told the story before on the channel how these were banned back in 1987, I think. They were just too dangerous, too many injuries. The US government forced Honda to stop making these. They put a ban on it for 10 years, and Honda went on to make the four-wheelers. So it's really cool to see such a good condition one here in the auction. There's lots of different ATCs here up for sale in the auction. There's the big red farm quads, there's the little kids ones, the 70s and the 90s. But this is the one I think that's going to grab all of the attention. The ATC 250R really is the holy grail. How much do you think this is going to go for? Give us your guesses in the comments down below. So I'm here with Henry from HJ Pugh, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the collection. So Henry, first of all, where has all of this stuff come from? Was it a private collector? Has it come from a dealer? Because there's lots of signage and stuff as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of all sorts. So it's all come from one private collection, one gentleman we know and we've dealt with over the years, a good client of ours, and he's from Northern Ireland. So all 80 bikes and the 15, 20 signs, mats, things like that, all belong to him. He had it up on a mezzanine floor in his buildings with the correct heating and things like that. And he sent them all over in one lorry and two vans, and they arrived with us in Ledbury about a month ago. I think he spent a couple of £1,000s on just timber alone, setting all the bikes up in their own little sections in the lorry. So we spent about half a day just unscrewing all the timber and getting them all out. But yeah, he did a very good job getting them all here, and they all were in one piece when they arrived. So yeah, credit to him. You
see a lot here at the auction house. Yep. Looking outside, there's a lot of agricultural stuff.
Yeah, we do it all here.
So this collection, how strange and different is it? Is it a very unique collection?
This is certainly the most unique collection I think we've seen. We do 4 or 5 motorbike sales a year where we have normally about 300 motorbikes, but never do we get one person entering 80 or 90 bikes on their own. So we thought this was worthy of a sale on its own. We thought instead of putting it with the other 300 bikes we normally get, we'll do its own auction, which is taking place on the 17th of January. So yeah, we didn't think we needed anything else for it. We've had a lot of people wanting to put stuff in the sale, but we didn't want to spoil it. So it's one collection from one gentleman, all being sold on that day. So
how do people get involved if viewers are watching now and thinking, oh, I'll fancy that, I fancy this?
We keep it nice and easy. So go on our website, www.hjpugh.com.
We'll put that below.
Yeah, you'll see the link. You can bid online. We've got a viewing day 3 days before the auction. You can come here and bid live. They're all going to be laid out here looking tidy. Plenty of seats. We've got a caterer on site, plenty of parking, phone bids, commission bids, internet bids. Anybody in the world can bid. And we've got the facilities to ship anywhere in the world as well. So if you're in the States or Japan or whatever, we can get it to you no problem at all. So we keep it nice and simple for you all.
So everything's to be sold?
Yes,
is there reserves on things?
No, it's on a one-way ticket. He doesn't want to spend the money getting it back to Ireland, so
okay, fair enough.
It's on a one-way ticket, yeah, here to be sold, which is great for us.
Last question for you then. Obviously, this is grabbing the most headlines, but is there another item in the collection that is your personal favourite?
So I love the Harley style monkey bike, which is down there. Yeah, it's just down there. So I love that one there. Yeah, when that came off the lorry, I enjoyed sort of playing around with that one, and pushing that one about. And there's been good interest in that as well, actually, because I don't think I've ever seen one like it. So yeah, I do like the monkey bikes. So yeah, no, they're all cracking bikes. Looking forward. I'll be the one selling them on the day, so I'm gonna have a fun day. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, Henry, thanks for having us down.
Good man, thank you.
Thanks for showing us.
Cheers.
This is the Honda Moto Compo, and as you can see, this one comes with a box. This is a folding scooter by Honda, and I think at the time this was the smallest scooter they'd ever made. They called it a trunk bike because it was specifically designed to go in the back of a car, and actually a specific Honda, a Honda City I think the car was called. This bike was designed to go in the back of that, and I believe the only way you could buy one was if you bought that car. I think it was a factory add-on for the car, so if you bought that car you could buy one of these as an extra. It's 49cc, it only packs 2.5 horsepower, so you're not going anywhere fast, but you can fold it down real small, fit it in the back of your car and then zoom around the city if you want to. It was inspired directly by the folding bikes that the British military used for paratroopers in the Second World War. That's the Honda Moto Compo, and I think they have reignited this tradition. There's a modern version of this you can find these days. And again, this one was only sold in Japan. You couldn't buy them anywhere else. So to see one here in the UK, pretty cool. So there's a lot of Honda monkey bikes in this collection, and we've just picked out two of our favorites here. This is the Monkey Davidson, the one that Henry liked, but this is my particular favorite. This is the Monkey Africa, the Baja Africa. This wasn't actually made by Honda. It was a kit that you could buy from Honda to turn your monkey bike into this thing. It was a kit to celebrate some Dakar success at the end of the 80s and early 90s. So you could turn your monkey bike into this Dakar machine and be one of the coolest guys at the bike meet that weekend. It's super cool, super different. I love it.
The moment has arrived. It's time to find out what is inside this box. The entire collection has been fascinating to look around, but I know a lot of you guys will be just as excited as I am to find out what is inside this crate. So let's carefully lift off the box and reveal what's inside.
Okay, let's do it then. Easy does it. So here we have revealed for the first time an uncrated Yamaha 350 Banshee quad. It's a twin cylinder two-stroke, an absolutely wild machine. You know we love our two-strokes here, and we've been looking to get a Banshee on the channel for years now. And what a time to do it, uncrating this machine. It's still got the factory straps on. It's exactly as Yamaha left it when it left the factory 21 years ago. What a machine, what a find. So if you're like me and you're a big fan of two-strokes and monstrous two-strokes, then you'll know already a lot about the Banshee. But in case you don't, this is the Yamaha Banshee. It was in production from 1987 all the way through to 2006. So they started producing these things right at the end of that ATC era, at the end of that three-wheeler era when they was ultimately banned. And I think that was in 1987. So these two-stroke quads took over, and the Banshee probably has become the most legendary of the two-stroke quads. You've got the Quadzilla from Suzuki, which was also quite legendary, but this twin cylinder, I think it takes the cake for me as the coolest two-stroke quad going. So this one from 2004, it's one of the later models nearing the end of the Banshee run there from Yamaha. I've never seen one in white actually. I saw the Banshee channel call it Betty White. I don't know if that's just a nickname he's given it or they were known as Betty Whites back in the day. What a machine, what a find. Like you can see, it's strapped in there, all the factory strappings, all the coverings as it was from the Yamaha factory back in the day. This thing's gonna go for big money, I think. What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments below. How much would you drop on this? How much do you think it will go for on the auction in January, let us know. Probably the jewel in the crown of this collection
Yes,
is
the
this
Banshee.
right here.
Yes, yeah. We've had a lot of interest in that
I
already.
can imagine. What are the expectations for that? It's not something that you see very often. Like nice, clean Banshees go for decent money.
Yes, exactly.
This is in a crate.
Yeah, I mean, putting a value on that is very, very difficult. There's been people talking all over the internet and Facebook since we put it online. When it first came over, we were sort of thinking, you know, 15, 20,000 pounds, but after hearing some of the comments, it could be anywhere north of 20 grand. You know, people are talking 50, 60, but who knows? Whoever's here on the day with the deepest pockets. But it's here to be sold. That's the most important thing. Here to be sold. So yeah, whoever's brave enough on the day gets to earn the Banshee.
What's your favourite machine in this collection, and will you be bidding in January? Let me know in the comments down below.